Amelia Kinkade, and you're listening to Movie Dumpster.
Hey, what's up, and welcome to Movie Dumpster Season 4, Episode 22. Today we're talking about Night of the Demons 2 from 1994, directed by Brian Trenchard Smith. I'm Joel Escola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm Connor the Muffled Cockney Killer McGraw.
Welcome to the Dumpster.
Damn. Isn't that a little chancy? I mean, this is Halloween, the night when all the creepy things are supposed to stalk the earth.
It deals with demons, demon resurrection, and those forces which roam the forest and dark bowers of man's domain. The first few pages warn that these enduring creatures may lie dormant, but are never truly dead.
It's Halloween, gentlemen. Halloween! Have you forgotten?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Trick or treat.
Oi! You fucking wankers are on my fucking lawn! Hey, you can save me from a fire or something?
I guess this is a Michael Myers joke for everyone at home that's very confused right now.
Yeah, Connor had this fucking hilarious idea that, like, Michael Myers is just Cockney for some reason now.
Oh, Jesus.
The Halloween Kills trailer, when he pops out of the burning house, and just the way the mask is designed and, like, his expression, he kind of steps out like, "Hello, lads, let's have a go." Like,
Let's have a good scrap, eh?
yeah, who wants to step up?
Like fucking Kano?
Yeah, well, he's Australian, but, if Australians stepped out, he'd be like, "Hello, mates."
Yeah, fair.
Hello, loves.
Comes out with a laser beam out of his fucking eye. That's how he kills somebody.
It's better than fireballs.
Dude, he should have had a laser beam in this movie.
But Halloween's kind of topical at the moment, since we just covered it last week, and then it suddenly gets thrust itself back into the limelight.
Well, yeah, but it's topical because it's in the past month.
Well, yeah, exactly. And to your point, Connor, it's like Halloween Kills. Then you have, like, everybody, I feel like, besides us even, is covering this right now because it's like, it's the hot topic.
Oh, it's the hot topic for sure. Somebody asked us on Twitter if we were going to do a ripe review of Halloween Kills, and the answer is no.
No.
I just don't feel like talking about it because I wasn't crazy about it. And I think in short, it has gone back to, like, this was supposed to be a new series of movies, like, scrap everything and let's start over again, and somehow we've fallen back into line with those previous sequels, in my opinion.
They fell back down the well, so to speak.
Yeah, it fucking fell back down the well for sure. It's just a lot of fluff, a lot of repetitiveness, and just, like, I don't need it. None of it makes really any sense, and they've kind of, like, backpedaled on a lot of shit that they brought up and tried to sculpt, I guess, for the 2018 movie, but it's not for me. I'm glad if you had a good time, awesome. I just didn't. The kills are really cool, and that's about the nicest thing I can say about it.
You're talking about Halloween Kills. You're not talking about Night of the Demons 2 right now, right? I'm just clarifying.
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, but however, Angela is throwing yet another party this year, fellas. What do you say we take that invite and go mosey on down to fucking Hull House? What do you say?
Yay.
Sure, but this will be the last one.
Sure it will.
I hope.
So there's 3 of these mothers. So we definitely got to come back around and just finish out the fucking OG trilogy, whether it be next year or at some other point.
Unless we want to really just stick our heads in the oven all the way and just go for the fucking jugular with the remake with Edward Furlong.
You know what? No thanks.
Oh God! Oh no! What? He's in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what's her face? Who's
Shannon Elizabeth?
Yeah, Shannon Elizabeth is fucking Angela in that movie. I don't know. I saw it once. I fucking hated it. because you think it would be easy because the original's campy and that one can be it's fine. Like, it's like, all right, well, let's just do this the same but like higher budget or whatever. But somehow they managed to make it not fun for me. I don't know. I'm sure, let's revisit it. I'm down with that. Maybe a watch along or something.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a necessarily advocating for it, but if we're gonna go all the way at that point, we might as well just check that last fucking box off.
That's fine, right? Might as well go all the way.
Yeah. Just like Halloween, like we've been saying, pretty much all trick or trash. If we're just gonna have to go all the fucking way with this series, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah. So this Night of the Demons 2 is directed by our good friend Brian Trenchard Smith, who directed.
Yes, good friend.
Good, yeah. Hang out with him all the time.
He's a Lubden alumni, fellas. He's done Leprechaun 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Which we covered Leprechaun 4 this year, did we not, for St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
Yeah, we sure did.
It feels like 9 years ago, but yes, we did.
It does feel like 9 years ago.
I go back and listen to that episode to hear a lot of our thoughts on this director and just Lubden in general, but Leprechaun 3 is good. 4, I know a lot of people like it, and I forget how you guys felt about it, but goddamn, did that film not do it for me.
I think it's a fun time. I do think that this film is better than both Leprechaun 3 and 4.
Okay.
I think so.
I guess my biggest problem with this movie is that it's also kind of a problem with these new Halloween movies on some extent, and that's why I kind of make that joke when you were talking about it. It's just, I feel like they were trying to make too many fucking references to the first one, and they just don't land for me at all. Little things, the main guy character's wearing the exact same outfit as Sal from the first one, and he gets fucking knocked through a window and is KO'd for fucking 15 minutes, just like in the first one.
I don't think it's as egregious as you're making it out to be. With that, yes, if you've seen the first movie, there are things there. I kind of appreciate how much they stick to that and how they commit to Hull House in a way where, with the exception of reusing fucking footage from the first movie.
Another sin! We had this in Halloween 6. We got another damn sin. Actually, it was 5, excuse me, but fucking Cinema Sin, man, reusing some of the best shots from the first one in this movie of Angela fucking flying down the fucking hallway.
I don't blame them, but it's also kind of I like the fact that they keep true to Hull House in a way where they try, if they couldn't get the same exact set due to budgetary constraints or whatever, I kind of appreciate how they keep up the illusion that it's basically the same layout of the house, and we do visit a few of the similar locations.
Yes. The actual Hull House I like a lot. There's one or two, there's one set in particular, the one in front of the fireplace, that I think actually kind of looks way too much like an independent film set, which, again, not necessarily a bad thing, but when you're comparing to everything else that's really well put together, it just kind of took me out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. The actual Hull House is probably my favorite part of this movie, and the fact that we're just, I'm of two minds of this, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way or totally different on this, but it's just I understand not wanting to do the whole movie in the house because you don't want to do a total, shot-for-shot remake or anything like that, because it is a sequel.
I think it would have been better if it was, but I'll save that thought.
Yeah, okay, because that's kind of where I'm leaning with it, Joe, because it's I see what they were trying to do. They're bringing the demons outside the fucking house, and they're creating chaos in this fucking, whatever this is, this school, yeah.
Catholic school.
But it just, to me, it kind of, pisses me off, because, I feel I guess what am I trying to say here is I feel like I would like this movie a lot more if it wasn't called Night of the Demons 2, but I also understand that the way this movie makes money is it has to be called Night of the Demons 2.
Sure, but personally, I don't think that it doesn't warrant the...
Night of some more demons.
Night of another demons.
Night of supplementary demons.
Night of the tertiary demons.
I just think this, Night of the Demons, go back to that first season, again, our 31st episode on Halloween, we put that out of the first movie. I just, that movie's funny, but,
it's mostly trying to be scary, though. There are jokes, intentionally written into the script, but it is trying to be scary, for sure.
100%, and I feel like this one, it does try to be scary, and there are some really good moments in this film, don't get me wrong, but then there's just, stuff with this nun that is just, the most, Three Stooges comedy I've ever seen in a horror movie.
It's very slapstick. I think the big thing for me with this one is the camp is fucking dialed up to 100, and I just don't know if I like it yet.
I guess I don't like it, I guess is what I'm realizing as I'm having this conversation.
I just wish it took itself a little bit more seriously, but...
Yes.
I wish it had a shredded personality. Because, the first movie is... It's fucking cool. It has an attitude to it, it has a personality, it has an atmosphere that's very much its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the sequel, and it's wow... you didn't carry any of that over. Also, it's boring.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah, oh my god. It was like an hour before anything really exciting happens.
So Kevin Tenney directs the first film, but the guy, the writer, Joe Augustin, he writes the original Night of the Demons, this film, and the remake. I don't think he writes the third film.
Okay.
I don't think so. Don't quote me on that. But I know that he writes 1 and 2 at least, and definitely the remake.
I haven't seen it, but I've read like a little bit about the third one, and I kind of like that setup a little more, where it's like they get blamed for like this robbery or some shit, and they go there to hide out, and then shit hits the fan. Again, no opinion on the actual movie. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, and it has a very kind of like Cthulhu Mansion, Twice Dead kind of feel to it. But, you know, we'll cover that at a later time.
Sure.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, like to your point, Connor, like all of a lot of the atmosphere is here kind of, and I think that's due to the cinematographer, but like the direction for this film, and like again, like I feel like it should have been taking place in Hull House for the entirety of the film.
Well, and also, let me just ask this question, like, what is probably the most memorable scene from the first movie? To me, it's Angela's dance.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
And, like, this movie has nothing that, like, resembles anything that really jumps out at you or has any kind of, like, impression or cool presentation. It's just like, yeah, here's some bullshit, and all right, whatever.
They try.
Connor, we have boob hands, though.
Okay, the boob hands.
Yeah, well, I was going to wait to get to those. They try to mimic a lot of the scenes from the first one, and then they just fail. Unfortunately.
Yeah, which I don't know, maybe I'm just being too much of a stickler about that, but it really just like burns my ass when it's like Angela's dancing to the same exact song, doing basically the same dance.
No, it's not. It's not the same exact song. It's like some Cannibal Corpse shit. Like that first one is haunting because it's fucking oh
yeah, it's Bauhaus, right?
Yeah, it's Stigmata Martyr, and it's like that, like with the strobe light and everything. It's very weird and surreal.
It's weird and haunting, and this is like just the most aggressive butt metal I've ever heard in my life. Like, it just sucks.
The lyrics are just like, I'm gonna fuck your corpse bar. Look, it's Angela, she's dancing. She's a little bit older now, but she's still hot. Ugh.
Cannibal Corpse fucker?
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse fucker.
Yeah, well, oh my god. Well, that's what he is, technically. That's his full name.
Yeah.
That's on his driver's license.
He's off somewhere raising a fucking Mai Tai to us, nodding his head like, that's right, boys.
Yes. I don't want to get too deep in this because we are going to talk about it, but I just like the dancing in particular was like, all right, I understand why you carry that over because, like Connor just said, it is probably one of the most iconic parts of that first film.
Sure.
But it just is like, all right, Angela's dancing, now Shirley's dancing, and it's kind of just like, all right, I get it. Move on.
Style, I think, is the main ingredient that's missing here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's plot crunch this. Who wants to dish it out?
A bunch of unlikable white kids from a Catholic school have the idea to also have another Halloween party in Hull House, it's called?
Yeah.
Hull House. Surprise! Angela's back, or else the sequel wouldn't happen.
With a mix of, like, other bullshit that just doesn't need to be there.
No.
Let's overcomplicate this wonderfully simple, fun story.
There's a few other really odd things I want to mention. Specifically, the character Bibi, I read, was 16 when she did this film, which makes that topless scene very uncomfortable to watch, by the way.
Are you serious? Jeepers creepers. Well, that's like a fucking Tracy Lord situation.
Yeah, I don't know how that... I have to imagine... Again, I just read this off IMDb, so maybe there's more to the story. I didn't do, like, heavy research. I was more just like, ooh, okay. Like, did she lie about her age? Did they just not give a shit?
I'm 16. 18. Got it.
That makes me feel weird now.
And she was rated like the top boobs in horror of that year or some shit. She was like in the top 5. Again, it's on IMDb. I don't know if somebody's just making this shit up to make me sound like a fool, but that like kind of took me back.
It's just some fucking like dude behind his keyboard in a basement like, yes, I love that girl's boobs so much.
He said it again. He quoted me again.
He quoted me, that guy. I like her boobs.
Movie Dumpster's been talking about this movie all year. I know they're going to cover this. I'm going to write this in here and make them look like a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, but I mean, now I just feel a little dirty for, yeah. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, you have, your main characters again. There's a couple of, like, jock-type characters. You have, like, your nerdy guy who's, for some reason, into the occult, but also, like, knows the Bible front and back, which I don't really get.
Robert Jane, dude. That's Bobby Jacoby from, Meet the Applegates. He's Johnny Applegate.
Oh.
Which was one we were going to cover this year but didn't, but definitely stay tuned because next year for sure.
Okay, so next year we'll be connecting those fucking dots.
Oh, yeah. He's a fucking bug man, and then he's summoning demons. We'll get to it.
Oh, God. Wow, that lines up, yeah. Then we have Shirley, who's I think like the only one besides Bibi that I remember their names of. I think it's like Kurt and John maybe are the two other guys.
Who could give a shit?
It doesn't matter. And then they have, besides Hull House, obviously, and Angela, the other big connecting tissue is they have this other character, Mouse, or Melissa, who is Angela's sister.
Yeah, again, when I was talking before about like how like overstuffed this is with shit, like it's like overly complicated for no reason.
Well, then they also then go out of their way, try to shoehorn that like punk rocker shit into it, like halfway through the movie where they just like, oh yeah, here's Rick and Z-Boy.
Z-Bot. Is it Z-Bot or Z-Boy?
I thought it was Z-Boy because when he's running up the steps at one point after Angela, because I guess he just is like, attractive woman, I guess she wants to fuck me. And he's like, yeah, get back here to Z-Boy, baby.
I think it's Z-Boy because when they said his name, I almost fell over. Like, I was like, oh, of course your name is fucking Z-Boy.
Dogtown and the Z-Boy? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like one of those things where he probably like, I mean, I'm overthinking this shit. Nobody that wrote this script was thinking about this, but it's like, yeah, his name's Zach. It's like, oh, Zach, that's a corny name. I'm Z-Boy, baby.
Yeah, I wear a leather jacket and I have the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers dreadlocks.
Yeah.
He looks and sounds like he hangs out with Ice and what's-his-face from Hocus Pocus. Like,
yes.
His name ain't Ernie no more, dude.
Hell no.
It's Z-Boy.
Yeah, just shaved into the back of his head. He's like pointing at it. The problem, too, with having so many characters, and I think I kind of get why they did this, because they just have so many things happening in this film. It's like, well, you got to have the setup, then you got to go to Hull House, then you leave Hull House, then you have the party, then you go back to Hull House.
That's the problem, right? Like, once we go to Hull House, it should just take place there, the party, and it should just the remainder of the movie. The problem is we go to fucking Hull House, we go to the Catholic school, then the Hull House, then the Catholic school, then the Hull House, then the Catholic school, then back to Hull House.
So you're saying it's paced like an old Resident Evil game?
Yes. You have to go get the fucking evil medal or the eagle medal from the mansion, and then you got to run back through the garden into the Plant 42 room, and then you have to go down into the basement, and then trek all the way back to get that fucking diamond key. It's a problem.
Yeah, you got to dodge zombies, giant spiders, fucking lickers.
The Mo discs. Get the Mo discs.
Another thing that bothers me is that it is a sequel. So there's like, in my head, I'm always like, okay, does it follow the rules from the first one? In some movies, that doesn't really matter as much depending on how different it is from the last one. But this one, it's like, the first movie, you can't, the demons can't go around this river.
Can't go over the water. Yeah, well, they bypass it.
They bypass it in this one. And I don't totally hate the way that happens. I just don't like it I just don't like that happens. But I don't hate how they make it work.
I think it's fine. I think that part's fine. But again, there's too much bouncing around to places.
Yes. Because in the first one, when they're in there, once shit hits the fan, once the demons start taking over Angela and Linnea Quigley and Stooge and all them, it's like there's a big fucking wall appears and they can't get out. Like, I guess they were just like, excise that plot point. Don't ever mention it.
Well, no, the thing is Angela wants to get free of Hull House. She's like trapped there.
Yeah, well, yeah, right.
And she can influence dreams and shit because now like Angela has become like a hell priestess or something.
But why? Why?
She went and got her necromancy degree while she was in the underworld.
Oh yeah, dude. She's fucking the boss, man.
I get most people don't fucking care about this shit, but it just like drove me insane that she's like coming out of a mirror. It's like, what? How?
I mean, that doesn't bother me. My point is, like, she's like this all-powerful demon now, rather than just being manipulated by, Evil Dead logic with, like, Kandarian demons possessing people. Now it's like she is in a demon incarnate, I guess, that comes back, even though nobody else does.
Well, right.
She's Freddy.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Joe, because it's almost like the demon... I don't know if it actually has a name, but I haven't watched the first one probably in 6 months, but...
It doesn't. They keep it vague.
Okay.
Which is good.
Yes. But yeah, you're right, because it's almost like the demon is using her body as like a vessel and like, using whether it's her memories or what have you to like, lure people in. Like in the beginning, we get this like Jehovah's Witness couple come in.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, regular Amelia Kinkade. And, not Mimi. She had that credit change between films. I'm not really sure what that is about. Maybe she was trying to look a little bit more professional.
She was very adamant about it when we met her, by the way.
Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. So Amelia Kinkade comes back for...
Yeah, you better not get it wrong, damn it.
For her role as Angela in this and in the third one. We met her at NJ HorrorCon a couple of years back, and we had her do like an intro, which I'm sure you've heard at the beginning of this episode. But she was super nice, but she was a little... the conversation got a little strange because we were talking about the podcast and like wanting to come on and guest and stuff, and then it kind of turned into like she was like, "Oh, where are you guys located?" We're like, "Oh, we're in Pennsylvania now," and blah blah blah. She's like, "Oh, we're going to be in Gettysburg at the time," but then it kind of turned into she like wanted me to be kind of like her liaison for Gettysburg, and she explicitly told me that, go to the grocery store for me and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know about that, but it was very nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very... Thank you for the autograph and the intro. Have a great time at that other convention.
The autograph cost your service.
Yeah. Yeah, she was very nice, but she's also like a pet psychic, so I don't know if that does anything for you either way, but, that's another thing to keep in mind.
It does for me because I think it's fucking great. I think that's amazing.
I think it's insane, but sure.
It's a lot of fun to read about.
Yeah, I read that apparently she was a pet psychic for the fucking Queen, the Queen of England, and it was like to talk to horses or something. I was like,
wow.
All right, sure, more power to you, I guess.
Hey, man, cool.
But yeah, these Jehovah's Witnesses come in, and that's like your first kill, and this is like another thing that they're
not Jehovah's Witnesses. They're looking to fucking buy the property, I think.
I got the impression that they were like asking her about like saving her soul and shit, but maybe I'm misremembering that.
Did they? I don't know. I thought they were there like for the property. Why the fuck would they go to an abandoned house?
Well, you never know. Knock on the door, you might save somebody's soul.
I guess.
We gotta convert and then evict all those homeless people.
Yeah. That's how they get him, right? They get the homeless folks.
Yeah.
Grow the army.
Whether they're coming in there trying to give you a pamphlet or they're trying to buy your home, either way, they get 86 because I don't know if this is carried over in the third, but I guess there's another thing I don't like about this movie is that it kind of turns into a slasher film with like demon elements because they just decide, well, I guess Angela needs to kill all these people because she's kind of like the figurehead for most of this film.
Yeah, but that's the point of the first movie, to kill people. Like, I disagree anyway, but as it being a slasher with demon elements, I mean, they're fucking demons to possess and kill people and take over the world.
Well, my point is, they give her a fucking machete. Like, why does she need a machete?
Okay, that I would agree with you, because she's cutting cake or something. Like, I feel like there was a joke that was missing in there, but there's like a wedding cake.
Yes.
And she's like, how about a piece of cake? It's devil's food, wink. And then fucking like slashes these two people up. It's like the weirdest cold open ever.
Yeah, and I understand what they're trying to do, because they're trying to make this a consistent thing that she does throughout the film, so that when you have this big twist at the end, that you're like, oh.
What, quip?
Well, because she cuts people's heads off with the machete. She does it like 2 or 3 times throughout the film, and then at the end, she does it to the fucking nun, and then the nun's like a goddamn turtle.
Whatever.
Like fucking Master of Disguise pops out.
Oh my god.
I love being a turtle.
Cowabunga, nun!
I mean, I'm not sitting here coming up with better ways to kill these people, and I totally understand that. I just thought that was a little lame.
No, sure.
Especially when you have like some of these other kills in the movie that are honestly pretty creative. I mean, I'm joking about the boob hand thing, but that was kind of cool.
Right. Well, Steve Johnson does all the... Steve Johnson and his XFX company comes back and does all of the effects for this. And they're fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's honestly the best part of the film for me.
There are so many great effects in this movie, from like transfigurations to like full body fucking prosthetics with like a... like a body extension and all this shit that we'll get into.
Yeah, all the face stuff especially is awesome.
Really awesome stuff. And like Steve Johnson stuff for this fucking movie is the shining star. Like, that's the reason to watch this film for sure.
I mean, if you just tell someone boob hands, they're gonna go, what?
Yeah. So I remember watching this on like Showtime or USA or Sci-Fi maybe as a kid. I remember like during the Halloween season, what is this, 94 this comes out. So I'm like, what? We're like, what, 6, 7? Something like that.
Something in the ballpark, yeah.
Something in the ballpark there. Maybe 8? No, 6 or 7. And I remember this being on TV, and it's scaring the shit out of me when Angela was fucking Z-Boy. Because she's like all demoned out, and they're like fucking. Now it's hilarious now when you watch it, but like it scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely trying to fuck with you with that one. Well, No pun intended there, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah, remember in the first one when Linnea Quigley fucked that guy and then pushed his eyes into his head? It's like, I guess that's just a thing. This demon likes to get laid when it ever gets a chance.
The first one takes its time in a different way.
Yes.
Than this one. This one just, like, keeps throwing curveball bullshit at you and, like, just nonsense plot points.
The first one's like just slowly shaking a soda, basically just waiting for it to explode. And like, in this movie, it's just like, here's another soda, here's another soda, here's another soda. Have you drank any of them yet? Here's more.
And then they hand you one more, Connor, and they fucking hit it with a knife and it just sprays all over your face.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't ready. I'm sorry.
So there's a subplot in this where, okay, so instead of just having a party where there's a bunch of kids that are just like renegades or like, not renegades, but like, a bunch of kids that are like, fuck that Halloween party, we're going to a whole house for a real party or whatever. Now it's like this concept of a little bit of that mixed with this girl Melissa, who's also Angela's sister, who's being called back to the house because Angela wants to sacrifice her, mixed with this guy Perry wanting to prove demons exist, mixed with trying to challenge the faith of Christianity versus demonology. Like, there's just so much shit going on in this movie that just doesn't need to be there.
With Super Nun shoehorned into it.
Oh, God. Yeah, she kicks ass for the Lord, ?
She's out there to kick Satanic Panic's ass.
Oh, yeah.
And she's actually pretty funny, honestly. It's just too much for me. It's like too much comedy in this film with this character.
Yeah, it's very slapstick. Like,
yeah.
No pun intended, because she fucking carries around a ruler that she hits people with.
It's like really on the nose, but I do kind of like, because her name's Sister Gloria, how all the kids that hate her
call her Gory.
Yeah, Sister Gloria. I kind of like that, actually. But she's always got the yardstick. She's like fucking fencing with it at one point. She's got a rosary bead. She's swinging around like nunchucks. I'm like, what am I watching right now?
Dude, okay, this movie predates From Dusk Till Dawn by 2 years. You think Robert Rodriguez saw this fucking movie or what?
I think the guys who made the Brady Bunch movie saw this movie.
Well, you beat me to that one. Because I was gonna bring that up, and then I decided to talk about the Robert Rodriguez first. But yeah, Christine Taylor's in this. Fucking Marcia Brady herself as Terry.
Didn't mean to steal your thunder on that one. That has been in my mind for weeks.
That's fine. Yeah. She's fine in this, I guess.
Yeah, I thought she was good. I kind of, and that's another thing. I'm not trying to sound like such a downer on this, because this is no like Haunted Ween by any stretch of the imagination. It's not even a Halloween 6. Like, if you heard those episodes, what I thought about them. It's just really frustrating to me because I really love the first one. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Period.
No, agreed. It's my favorite Halloween movie is Night of the Demons. Yeah, for sure.
Sure, it honestly might be mine, or top 2 or 3. And it's just like there's just a lot of stuff. And again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just sounding super nitpicky. But it just, they do this thing in this movie, which it kind of makes sense, because this was never like an element in the first one with a lot of like the priest and the nun stuff.
No.
Where they basically find out a way to stop these demons by using holy water. And I kind of actually like that on some level.
Yeah, well, that's why I brought up the Robert Rodriguez stuff, because we got fucking holy water balloons, we got fucking super soakers filled with holy water that fucking nuke these things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, man, like, you must have saw this. I mean, like, we're not dealing with vampires, but we're dealing with demons, and they're basically treated the same in this movie, even with the sunlight, too, which was a facet of the original as well.
Right. No, that's a really good point, Joe. I was like, when you brought that up, I wasn't even thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
But they have something that, basically Marcia, I'll call her. I think her name's actually Terry in the movie.
Yeah, her name's Terry in the movie, yeah.
She gets possessed at one point, and I guess they just figure out, hey, pour holy water down her throat. And then she's like, fine?
It's fucking cool, man, because she, like, throws up the demon shit. I thought that was kind of a neat wrinkle that they put in. Or if we're gonna combat these things in a real way, because in the original it was just like, we have to just run for our life and get off this property or we're going to die. And in this, they have weapons that they can defend themselves with, albeit, holy ones.
But that scene when she spits it up, there's like this fucking weird bug fucking walking around in the vitriol, and the fucking nun, she takes the yardstick, because she has this line throughout the film. She's like, every time like some of the teenagers are about to kiss, she takes the yardstick and she like sticks it between them. She's like, leave a little room for the Holy Ghost. And then she says that when she hits the fucking bug on the ground.
Every one of her fucking lines is a one-liner. Right?
Just about. Unless she's, like, talking to, like, the father. Other than that, it's always a one-liner.
And, that's fine in terms of, like, again, like the camp is turned up on this one, and like,
oh yeah,
it's take it or leave it for me on that note. But like, I think it's still fun. There's still a lot of fun stuff in here to be had.
But they're gonna have this Halloween party, and
they're having a Halloween dance at the Catholic school, and a bunch of the girls and a bunch of the dudes end up like getting caught, like, I don't know what, wrestling on the ground and like kissing each other or something, and the nun's like, you're all suspended, but you gotta help set up the Halloween party, but you can't go.
Yeah, oh my, this scene's fucking hilarious, by the way, because Kurt, he's like, Shirley's looking hot because she's playing tennis.
Oh yeah, dude, she's gonna get some of that Kurt King Snake.
Hey, people call me King Snake. She turns to him and goes, I thought it was King Inchworm. And he gets all offended, and he throws the basketball towards her to get her attention initially. And she, like, it's like a funny stop. They stop the frame and, like, stick the ball in between her legs and keep hitting record. It, like, kind of looks a little wacky. But then he's like, oh, can I have my ball back? She's like, why don't you come and get it? And it's like, right, in between her thighs. And he's, like, wrestling with her. And then they fall over, and then the nun comes in, like you said.
This is the point where I'm just not sure what the fuck Shirley's motives are, because she's like the bad girl of the group, and she's like fucking a bunch of like dudes, like that Z-Boy guy and some other dude who's driving around fucking literally Christine the fucking car.
I feel like that was their effort at trying to recreate Stooge.
Yeah, but they could have done it in a better way.
Agreed.
But yeah, I don't know what her motive is here. She's like, let's all go party at Whole House, but I'm not going to tell any of you where it is. And then it ends up just being them.
Yeah, I guess because she has like this prank she wants to pull on them, but it's also this thing where like they talk about this Catholic school isn't just like a regular Catholic school. It's for like troubled teens, and that's why Mouse is there, is because you find out that I guess like assuming it's actually Angela from Whole House sent a fucking, like, Happy Halloween card covered in bugs, and then her parents killed themselves?
Yeah, and then she became an orphan or whatever. That's not the case for everybody there, but definitely for her, yeah.
Right. But to your point, it's like, yeah, why is Shirley... I mean, you kind of get why Shirley's there, because she's even fucking with the nun at one point, because the nun's like, oh, yeah, we're talking about sex education, ladies. If you have any questions, I know it's embarrassing, but you gotta ask. And Shirley's like, hey, sister, is fellatio a mortal sin?
She's like, what, that new extension number that Margot Kidder gave me? What are you talking about?
I love how the nun throws it back in her face, because she's like, I'm not familiar with that word. Would you be so kind to explain that one to the class? And she just sits there like, and she's like, that's what I thought.
If Batman can't do it, it's a sin.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Well, cunnilingus, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. I guess where it was going with that is like, yeah, Shirley's kind of like, you could tell she's like a pain in the ass, but you're right. Some of these other kids are like, why are they here? Like Bibi, why is Bibi there?
Well, no, that's my point. Like, where I was going with that was like, Shirley concocts this whole fucking scheme to get these kids to go to fucking Hull House just to pull a prank on Mouse or whatever, because they go there and, there's like a bunch of fake outs where they're like, oh, well, now Z-Boy and this other dude are gonna like, sacrifice Mouse, but it's like a goof, and like the guy Kurt and Marcia Brady like go to stop them, and it's like, it's just for naught. They're like, oh, it's just a goof, dude. All right, let's leave now.
Well, because it's like one of those knives that has like a retractable end.
Yeah.
And then Z-Boy keeps walking around with this fucking fake knife, like poking himself in the head nonstop. I was like, all right, yeah, that's a thing you could do.
They literally go there so that they can take the lipstick container out of the bathroom, and that is the vehicle in which Angela is able to cross over the underground stream and get off the Hull House property.
Yes.
She, like, wants them to leave, I guess. But, like, it's just a convoluted kind of way to get them there.
I mean, by that logic, couldn't you just take a good old jump?
Yeah, right? Just throw it through the air.
Well, now that fucking, 12-foot wall isn't appearing anymore, around the property. But my problem with that, though, like, I don't dislike the lipstick thing on the, on paper. It's just the problem I have with it is you have a scene prior to that you were talking about earlier, Joe, where Mouse is having dreams about Angela.
Yeah.
Whether that's in her head or it's actually happening, I guess is debatable. But then you have this, I don't really get this guy Perry's whole situation, but he is like, I'm going to prove demonology's real.
Yeah. Basically.
He does a ritual, and then Angela comes out of the mirror.
Yeah.
Which, if they already had the lipstick, I could buy into it, but it's also like, well, how the fuck does she cross the river for that?
The thing is, I think he resummons her. If that's the logic I'm gathering, like he
like activating her almost.
He uses the Necronomicon to like summon Angela again, and she like pops through, and he's like, "Look, Father, it's real. The demon's real. Demonology's real. See?" And then he's like, "Yeah, well, you're not going to the Halloween dance either, you fuck."
That's how he gets roped in.
Yeah, that's how he gets roped into the plot.
Not our prize, demonologist.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, I guess that resummons her, and then I guess she influences Shirley via her dreams or something. Like, they never make it quite clear what exactly the reach of these demons are. And again, in the first movie, it's very confined and it's very vague what exactly their powers are and how far they can actually go. But yeah, as far as they write it off as some like being able to be within a conduit, i.e. the lipstick container,
right?
Almost like a genie in a lamp kind of thing, where like it creates a barrier where they're in like protected by it, which she's then transported over the stream. I
guess so, yeah. I don't know. Again, I'm probably thinking about this a lot more than maybe the people making it were.
I think they forgot all about that water.
They do mention it.
I mean, it is in a throwaway line where Perry's like, "Oh yeah, they crossed over in the lipstick container." Duh.
Right.
So I appreciate that they like took the time to at least, even if it's a throwaway, like they took the time to at least address it.
It's also like super shitty, and I know Shirley's doing this because she's an asshole, but you bring Angela's fucking sister to Whole House when she knows, like, all these other people were butchered there and her sister disappeared there.
That's my point. Like, it was just an elaborate fucking torture session goof. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just to what? Like, everybody's not even into it. They're like, we're gonna go to Whole House and fuck. Why do you want to fuck with Mouse? Like, just leave her home. We're gonna smoke some weed and go fuck in, like, a dirty bed upstairs.
Oh, it's so romantic.
Oh, God.
This fucking dust-covered bed.
Look at my 16-year-old boobs.
Oh, Christ.
I can't do it unless we bully somebody.
Yeah, I can't get hard unless we bully somebody.
Can't get it up unless I just cause someone some pain.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, they do the stuff in Whole House. They get the lipstick. They go back to the party. And, Bibi's ready to throw this thing out the fucking window. She's like, I don't want it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And Shirley's like, pass it up front.
This is cool because it's from Whole House, and I'm kind of into gothic shit, but not really, sort of, question mark.
Yeah, but she puts it on in the bathroom. She's like, she pulls it out of her boobs, of course. She's got it, like, in between them. And she's like, all right, one last finishing touch. And then she puts on the lipstick, and then this fucking...
Oh, dude.
I don't even know how to explain this other than a literal, like, penis. Like, this hot dog penis fucking crawls out of this lipstick.
Dude, she gets the fucking Jason Voorhees special right up the gooch.
She does.
She totally does. Oh, my God.
Fucking Creighton Duke kicks in the bathroom door. Jason Voorhees. He's like, sorry, I already got in there.
I'll just leave now, I guess.
Well, I guess, okay.
You want to bear hug me again? We'll just do the whole thing over again.
We're going to go hunt Michael Myers. See ya.
I'm going to go to Haddonfield. I'll be back later.
I'll be back in 2022, maybe.
Question mark. I'm here for some reason. Maybe.
And then she kind of goes into the party, and this is when Angela kind of makes her presence known. And, at this point, the nun has been kind of sequestered away with Father Bob, I think his name is, and Perry.
Yeah, because Perry's like, oh, they went to Whole House and they took my... Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention that Shirley takes, like, his demonology book. But they never really follow up on it because he's like, she's going to do a ritual, but the ritual is just a goof, so it's not real. So I don't know why she bothered.
Yeah. And it's also, like, one of those weird scenes where there's, like, 20 people standing there and everyone sees her grab that book but doesn't fucking say anything. It's like, all right.
It's because everybody sucks.
Yeah, I get it. It's plot convenience, but also, like, everybody saw you take that book, lady.
Yeah.
The nun and the father are pretty much grilling Perry about what's going on, and they don't believe him.
Well, Father Bob, like, does not give a shit. He is like, you need to stop with all this demon shit. Like, look, I'm a man of the church, but, like, let's get real, kiddo. Let's talk about mathematics.
Yeah, he's like, what is this going to be, like, demonology? He's like, you're going to prove it? Just like astrology.
Those people should be buttering that kid up to be their next fucking Iron Man, okay? He's a demonologist in your school. You should be wielding him like a sword.
Exactly! Dude, that is some Van Helsing shit, dude, right? He's gonna be in the fucking... He's like... Or like John Carpenter's Vampires, right? The fucking...
Oh, yeah.
The Catholic Mafia or whatever.
I can see it.
For all we know, this could be where Jack was trained. We don't know.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's where he learned all about mahogany.
from Sister, beating him with all those fucking different kinds of sticks.
Yeah.
Perry drops out. He drops out and then changes his name to Jack Crow. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
The ambiguously gay Jack Crow.
Yeah, but while they're away having this conversation, the rest of the party goers are like, all right, the sister's gone, crank up the fucking Megadeth, and they put on like this like hardcore heavy metal music and they're like jamming out. And, the rest of the folks come back from Hull House and they're in there trying to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, we get that scene too, like that Angela dancing that we brought up before, and it's just like so underwhelming. It's just like her bathed in a blue light and there's no like finesse to it. It's just her dancing on a table and everybody's like, whoa, she's so hot or something.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then Sister comes in, she's like, hey, you, get out of here. And she just walks away.
Pesky demon, get out of here.
Yeah, take a hike.
And then she like disappears when the camera like changes angles and the sister's like confused. But then Shirley is now continuing the dance, and this is where you get that boob hand scene.
Oh, man.
Where she grabs Rick. By the way, Rick also was Private Mooch in fucking Leprechaun in Space, the guy that gets...
That was Mooch with the dick, right?
No, not the exploding dick guy. This is the guy who's in, like, the hazmat suit with Lubden rolling around on roller skates.
Oh, gotcha. Who gets fucking flesh-eating bacteria all over him or something?
Yep.
Yeah, in their room full of flesh-eating bacteria.
Just a quick side note, Shirley and Z-Boy, I totally forgot to mention before, but they're both in Dr. Giggles, and I wanted to bring that up because that shit's coming at you next year because we've been talking about that fucking movie for a while.
Sign me the fuck up.
That'll be their first time for me.
Anyway, yeah, Yabos abound in this fucking movie, and this time they turn into fucking hands and they shake hands with Sergeant Mooch, and his fucking hand, like, melts or something.
This looks fantastic.
Dude, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
There's a close-up shot of just, like, her chest, and then, like, it's, like, Freddy coming through the wall in the first movie. These two fucking hands just come out and stretch this, like, this chest piece out. And they grab his hand. It's so fucking cool looking.
It's this cool effect where, like, there's somebody obviously behind, like, a fake set of boobs, but they, like, push their hands out, and it's, like, simultaneously, like, the air is sucked out of it, so it forms to their hands. It's really impressive.
And then, it melts like his hand, and she like kisses him, and I guess that kills him.
Well, he turns into a demon now. He gets the fucking demon kiss.
That's true.
My demon lover, yeah.
Because Sister Gloria is like, everyone to the church! She's like, Perry, go get Father Bob!
This really fucking bothers me because, like, you just sent the bloodbath to the chapel. So now nobody's going to be fucking affected except our main characters.
Right, yeah.
And that kind of pissed me off because, like, okay, we have a fucking room full of people now. Everybody should be fucking getting gutted and turned into demons.
I thought it was going to do a carry and, like, just knock off this big group of people in, like, some kind of spectacular sequence. And they're just like, all right, everybody leave. They're like, all right. And they just go. They just go.
And they're just like, okay, demons, bye. And Angela, like, lets them go.
Oh, yeah. And then, Perry goes to get, Father Bob because Gloria's like, oh, we got to give this guy his last rites. His soul's been taken by the devil. We got to try to save him. And Father Bob's, like, fucking already tucked into bed. And he's got his Catcher in the Rye out. He's like, yeah, all right, in a minute. And Perry's like, no, it's not Perry. It's, the guy in the fucking denim jacket. And he's like, no, really, it's important.
Is his name Mark or Johnny?
John, maybe?
I think it's Johnny.
Blonde Sal.
He's with Bibi. He's like the Bibi. He looks like fucking what's his face from Laser Blast.
Oh my god, he does.
Yeah, he looks like the Mark Hamill knockoff.
Bang bang.
I just can't get over the fact that he has the exact same outfit as Sal from the first one. I get that people wear Canadian tuxedos. It's not that, impossible of a thing to happen. I just thought that was an odd choice.
It's 1994, dude. We're still got a lot of denim going on.
Oh, yeah. It's 2021 and we still got a lot of denim going.
Well, it's coming back now, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't the love interest in Part 7 Friday, like, just covered in denim the entire time, too? Like, head to toe?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
So Father Bob comes out and he's like, all right, you made me put my book down. What's the big commotion?
This fucking asshole.
They're like, oh, yeah, did you give that guy his last rites? He's like, what guy? They're like, yeah, his body was gone. He's like, this is ridiculous, Sister Gloria. We're all going to go to Hull House and just sort this out right now.
And then I can get back to my Holden Caulfield.
Hold on a second. We totally glazed over the fucking nun army montage where she puts her fucking hood on and or what is it called? Yeah, the habit. She puts her fucking habit on. She's got like a fucking holy rosary nunchucks.
I'm like, why? I mean, okay, sure.
Holy water balloons and shit.
Well, that's Perry. That's Perry's idea again.
Yeah.
Like Connor was saying, maybe that was his his research. What he was getting used to making. Before he joined the vampire hunters, he's like, yeah, make holy hand grenades here.
Yeah, me and George Clooney are gonna fuck some people up in the titty twister. This is where I got the idea from.
Exactly. But she looks like a goddamn action figure when she walks out. Like, talk about a penguin.
She's I thought she was going to be some kind of patron saint figure as to what happens later, but that doesn't happen. We'll get to it, but yeah.
Yeah. She, and honestly, as much as I'm complaining about the campiness of it, she does a really great job with what she's given.
Yeah.
I just don't like what she is given.
No, sure.
Also, conceptually, the idea of an ass-kicking nun who has all these fucking Ghostbusters gadgets, but they're all biblically themed, is funny as fuck. But it just doesn't really work here.
It is, but it never establishes itself like that until now, and then it's oh, okay. We're doing that. I was like, oh, I guess somebody saw Dead Alive as well, or Brain Dead, rather.
Right.
It's her husband.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He got turned into a zombie, fucked a fucking another zombie, had a baby Selwyn.
Oh man, it's a whole lineage of shit. It's all connected, brother. Going back to that fucking graveyard, the MDU graveyard.
Yeah.
The biggest nexus in the universe is just
the nexus of Brain Dead and Night of the Demons.
You know what? It kind of makes sense. But yeah, she gets all fucking Rambo'd up, and they head over, and Perry has this fucking, again, he's got the water balloons with the cross on it of holy water, and he's also got the squirt gun. Super soaker with a light attached to it, and he has an Uzi, which on my first viewing I was like, an Uzi? The fuck is this guy talking about? And then
an Uzi water pistol.
As you find out, I was like, well, how does this guy have an Uzi? I'm like, what the did I miss something?
Well, he actually gets shot. Kurt shoots him with it in the beginning of the movie, in the middle of class, and it was like, remember this? We're bringing it back.
Yeah, on my first viewing, I just thought it was a regular pistol, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, okay.
Imagine though if he were like, all right, you got your holy water, you got your crosses, all these religious objects. He's like, all right, don't forget the Uzi, and he just brings out a real gun,
At least put crosses, cut crosses into the bullets, right, and put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he didn't learn that till later. Again, he had to get learn some more.
That's right. That was a technique they used in From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he carried that over to John Carpenter's Vampires. He told Baldwin all about it.
That too.
So then they had the whole house, and because the whole thing is Mouse gets taken away by Angela. Angela somehow, some way is still in the house or the campus, whatever you want to call it, and she convinces Mouse that I ran away. But I'm back. Come on, come with me. We'll be sisters again.
Now, this is the main plot point of the movie. This is Angela's motive for this movie happening. Is she needs the blood of her sibling to be able to walk all the time on this plane. Am I getting that right? Because Perry brings up the story of Abraham later about how he sacrificed his son and for ultimate power or something. So they kind of play into that a little bit, and I think that's why they've been heavy with all the biblical shit in this movie to tie that story back together. But it's for nefarious demon purposes instead.
Yeah, and they also, because it's the whole Catholic school thing, I think they just went all in on that angle, which it does make sense.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Because then they get the whole house, and again, Father Bob, he gets there and he does this, actually a pretty funny line, a little self-aware line here where he's like, I'm not going to be here all night looking for this chick. He's like, well, let's just split up. It'll be done faster. And everyone's like, hold your horses there, Father.
Look, you're in this old creepy fucking house, right? And you come up on this weird motherfucker in the shadows. Why would you take all the shit away from Perry? Because Perry's like, "Don't, he's a demon." And he's like, "Oh, shut the fuck up!" And he takes his gun and shit from him. And he's like, "Hey, son, are you all right over there?" And he's like, "Father, I gotta confess something." He's like, "Right now?" And he's like, "Yup." And he's like, I broke the Fifth Amendment by killing you." And then he stabs the shit out of the priest.
Yeah. Thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
All those years of CCD flooding back to me.
There it is, yeah.
His demon's got a sense of humor now.
Oh, yeah. Well, they always have, but...
Yeah. I kind of love that he just stabs him to death, as much as I'm complaining about that earlier. It's kind of just wow, I didn't expect that.
It's also pretty brutal.
Yeah, well, he really goes to town on this guy.
Yeah.
And Perry just is like... trying to get the fuck out of Dodge, and he grabs the water pistol and just starts blasting away at him.
Oh man, he dunks on this dude's head with a holy water balloon.
This looks awesome.
And it fucking explodes and melts all over the floor. It looks so good. He turns into a fucking pile of gremlin shit, dude.
Yeah, and then we have this reused shot from the first one we were talking about a little bit earlier where Angela's floating down the hallway. And listen, I get it. It's a really cool fucking shot.
It is a really cool shot.
I kind of get it, but it's also that thing where it's just, anytime I see that in a movie, it's just like, really? Like, I don't know. I don't get that. Maybe, like, I'd love to know the semantics behind that. Like, were they just like, we kind of needed one more thing and she doesn't want to get back in the makeup? Like, I would love to know the logic behind that.
Well, I mean, they used that shot. It was probably just like, we need a scene here. It's that shot, and it's the shot of the boiler, too, where the demon comes out at the beginning of the first movie.
Which, again, I'm assuming with that in particular is just because they didn't have that set anymore.
That set, yeah. Even though it doesn't make any sense, because it's not like the demon lives in the boiler room. They, like, resummon it because the last time, the last body that the demon inhabited in the first movie was, like, the maid who was burned in the furnace. So that's why it comes out of the furnace in the first place. It doesn't live there, you know?
Yeah. But they also have to do this thing because they're using reused footage where all of a sudden the fucking super soaker won't shoot. And I'm like, all right, I guess you can't kill Angela an hour and 20 minutes in. You still got another, like, 15, 20 to go. So sure. And he runs off. And in the meantime, a few other characters get killed. Like, Marcia's running around with, because she's like, oh, I heard you're called King Snake. And he's like, yeah.
Oh, that was at the party, yeah.
Well, no, she says this at Whole House because they're walking around. And they get scared. I forget exactly what happened.
No, she says it like at the party because they're in the van, and Angela like comes up through the fucking seat and like starts jerking them off.
Right. That's actually a pretty good scene. That was a good visual.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the demons want to fuck, dude, for sure.
The demons want to fuck. The teens want to fuck because they even have a scene early on where they're like, the dorm rooms are across from each other, and the fucking guys have binoculars and they're trying to hand them back and forth to see all the girls naked.
This movie's very horny.
Oh, it's a booby comedy for sure, like teen sex comedy at the forefront.
Oh yeah, but Marcia and Kurt are fucking walking around Whole House, and then Angela fucking just comes out of nowhere, and I forget exactly the line she says, but she takes out that machete and just cuts Kurt's head off in one foul swipe.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Oh yeah, I love how they do like the body reacting and everything with the blood shooting out of the neck. That's pretty awesome. And they have like a callback to an earlier scene a little bit later where when they're still at school before everything kind of hits the fan.
Hold on, I'm getting a little confused. Like Angela cuts his head off at the fucking Catholic school.
No, it's at Whole House.
No, it's not. She cuts his head off there, but then he shows up later at Whole House playing fucking basketball with his head.
Oh, okay, that's my mistake. I watched this movie twice, Joe. You gotta trust me on that one.
Yo, I just watched it, so I remember.
Holy shit, you're right. That was at the damn campus. Right.
Yeah, so we were going a little fast, but yeah, she fucking lops his fucking head right off at the campus. And then Shirley kisses Marcia and she gets the demon, and then we said that already where she gets the holy water down her throat and pukes it all up.
Exactly, because then they leave Marcia back at the campus. You're right. I forgot that was the way it went because we have this whole like thing when they're still at campus. You see John and Kurt are playing basketball.
Oh, yeah.
So then at Whole House, after he's been killed, they have this scene.
Well, Johnny's walking around the fucking place, and he just, like, comes up on Kurt outside, and he's fucking dribbling his head on the ground. He's like, hey, what's up, John? And what do you say? You want to shoot a few hoops or something?
You want to play horse with my head?
Yeah.
Well, I want to set that up only because that's when, John gets knocked out the fucking window, like I was saying, like Sal does.
That's right.
And it's like the only time Angela doesn't just cut their head off. She's like, yeah, karate chop, and knocks him out the window.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason why he's separated is kind of like a super contrived scene where him and Bibi and the nun are together because they're like the last ones alive.
Yeah.
Basically, Bibi gets locked in a room by herself, which, okay, fine. That happened in the first one. I'm into that. But then John, throughout the course of the movie, anytime there's some kind of danger or like Angela's going after him, he fucking kicks them. So he keeps trying to kick this door, kick the door, not working. So he runs all the way into another room to like build up speed, and I'm like, that door's gonna shut on him, isn't it? He fucking goes to run and the door shuts in front of his face, and then he gets knocked out the window.
I thought that was kind of cool way to split everybody up, though.
Yeah, I don't mind Bibi getting split up that way, but I just thought that was a little corny with John. But yeah, then he finds Kurt bouncing his own fucking head on the sidewalk.
This fucking scene goes on for a while, too, because he's dribbling. He makes like fucking 5 3-pointers, and then he's like, all right, John, it's your turn. Let me poke your fucking eyes out.
I love how Perry now is like just like fucking just bombing people. Like he throws a bomb. I keep calling them bombs, but it's like these holy hand grenades I'm calling them, like from Worms.
No, they're fucking holy water balloons.
Yeah. He throws one at the fucking father. He throws one at somebody else. He's up like on the roof. He throws one through like the fucking basketball hoop to hit fucking John.
That's pretty funny.
Or to hit Kurt.
Yeah. And he kicks his fucking head like a field goal and then like drops another water balloon on his body to like kill him.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I feel like I found my calling in life.
I quipped, finally. Field goal!
This doesn't bother me as much as some of the other things I mentioned, but I think it's a little weird in this film. How, like, the first one, like, the demons were creepy, don't get me wrong, but this one, it's just like, well, this guy, when he was alive, wanted to fuck, and now that he's dead, he still wants to fuck, because he's, like, trying to grab Bibi, Z-Boy.
Yeah, I mean, rather than just fucking murder these people, yeah, he's trying to fuck. And he's got this weird, like, snake dick in his pants that fucking, like, flops around, like, through his jeans that you see.
Yeah, and then Bibi fucking takes care of that later. She grabs one of those fucking water balloon grenades and fucking chucks it right at his Johnson.
Yeah. But before that, the fucking nun comes out of the room with the rosary-nunchakus and starts chasing after this guy. And the father comes out and Shirley and like grabs Bibi and like Shirley goes after the nun and then Perry, or not Perry, because Perry dies outside.
Oh my god, yeah, he gets hit. Z-Boy's carrying around like this Mankind Mick Foley-ass like Negan bat, and he's like fucking hits him in the head with it. I don't think they kill him right here because
no, they do. He hits him in the face with it, but he starts to turn into a demon. So he's like, quick, the holy water, and John like dumps it down his throat and like saves his soul, and then he dies, and he tells him the whole thing about Abraham and how Angela's gonna sacrifice Mouse, and he's like, oh shit, I better go do something. So he fucking saves the day because he grabs the big bag of shit and he fucking bombs Shirley with a water balloon and the father, and they turn into a giant mess of, it looks like fucking the end of society. It's all mushy and shit on the ground.
I love this effect too, because it's like, you could tell it's just like them like, you're pushing their bodies through like this layer of gook, but it looks really cool.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, like it's like people's hands like from underneath the floor like moving and shit. It looks really awesome. But yeah, like Sean said, when Bibi ends up throwing a water balloon at Z-Boy, and he fucking goes full Judge Doom when he's melting in the dip, dude. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like laughing and shit.
The face this guy is making as he's melting is just like insane.
Wah, wah, wah.
Did he have a voice like this?
Remember me, Eddie?
It doesn't quite match the face that he had when he was getting fucked by Demon Angela. That one, he's like, oh, oh, oh.
Dude. Bro, just real quick, Angela, like, knocks him down in the beginning and, like, tongue kisses him with this long-ass fucking Koopa tongue, and he's just like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
And then she just fucks him on this stairwell. Anyway.
Listen, like, it is funny, don't get me wrong. Like, I know I'm sounding like I didn't have, like, a good time. I didn't enjoy the movie overall, but there are moments that are really good.
Yeah. So they end up cornering Angela, the nun, Johnny, and Bibi, and she's got Mouse on this, like, ritual table, and she's going to kill her, and then there's, like, this weird standoff of, like, the nun and Angela and, like, a challenge of faith and all this bullshit, and then Angela takes this giant fucking sword and cuts the nun's head off, and you're like, oh shit, all right. But then she pops up, like, you know in Killer Clowns when Mooney rips his fucking hands off and the clown, like, shoots his hands back up out of the thing? Her head pops up like a fucking Ninja Turtle. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
Does that imply that she walked in with a fake head that could then hold conversations? Like, what the fuck? How does that even work? Like,
that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's why I thought she was, like, some kind of, like, divine power that would, like, she was some kind of fucking, Melissa Kruger or whatever the fuck her name is, beam of light to kind of, the light to the dark to Angela, you know what I mean?
Her head goes back. She's like, my father was a starfish.
Definitely not a turtle.
Oh, it's a fucking turtle for sure. Yeah, Dana Carvey's mom.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she gets up and she She has this ruler that at one point it gets like fucked up. I don't. It actually might be a little earlier, but she ends up like breaking the rule. I think Shirley does it to her. I just want to mention this briefly, and she ends up doing like the classic, like turning it like a cross to take her out before she gets bombed.
Yeah, no, totally. It's almost time. Persuades Angela to like have her switch places with Mouse.
Right.
So they do, and then like she's like, "Go ahead, Mouse, kill her. Then you could be a demon like me or whatever. Even though the whole point was me to kill you, so I'm all powerful. But do it." And then she ends up stabbing Angela, of course.
Well, because she keeps saying it. People keep calling her Mouse the whole movie. Mouse. Oh. And every time someone says that, she's like, "My name's Melissa."
Oh, she gets a fucking "my name is Horace" moment right here, dude.
Yeah, because Angela keeps calling her Mouse. She's like, "My name is Melissa." Boom!
I've always hated you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're always a real bitch, Angela. No, she doesn't say that.
I actually thought that was, okay, the movie's over. I'm good. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge. Nope.
No, it's not even that, because the fucking nun is shooting the holy water Uzi at Angela.
Right.
And it's making like bullet sounds, and she's just melting into a pile of shit, and it looks awesome.
All right, yeah, that should have been the end. Instead, if they had set this up at any point in the fucking movie, I guess they kind of did with the lipstick, but if this was like a snake demon...
There's three things that I think they kind of set this up. The whole fucking movie, there's like a rattlesnake sound.
I must have missed that.
Almost like a Billy Connors, the cicada sound.
Yeah, they do a couple like visual motifs of snakes and like the snake creature that crawls up Shirley and like the snake that then comes out of lipstick. Yeah.
Kurt's king snake penis, you know.
Okay. I mean, you're stretching, man.
No, that has nothing to do with that one, but yeah.
It's like it is like pigs in Saw. Like there's just pigs everywhere, and that's just like one of the recurring visual motifs.
If I'm not mistaken, there's like serpents on Angela's crown too, like where her veil is, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's a better explanation than the one we get in the movie, which is we don't get one.
Yeah, but it's fucking cool, man, because you think so Angela melts into a pile of shit and they're like, "All right, let's get out of here." And Angela bursts out of a fucking wall in like full snake makeup. And the way that they do this effect is like they have like a faux lower half that's like this long ass snake body. And I guess they have her up on a crane or something, but it looks fucking awesome.
She becomes a Dark Souls boss. It rules.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, dude, side note, they should have did Medusa like this in the Clash of the Titans remake.
Oh, yeah.
Like practically like this. That would have been fucking cool.
Yeah, and I remember us saying how that piece of like that effect does not hold up in that fucking movie because she looks like a cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
There's no depth to her face. Like, the details are all weird.
This looks great.
This effect looks really good. It just, like, came out of nowhere. I don't know. I was just like, all right, this is happening, huh?
Yeah, but it makes sense because, like, the way they set her up in this movie is that she's, like, some all-powerful demon now. You know what I mean? And, like, this is... Even though she has demon face, I think this is, like, her true form or... I don't know. It's like kind of like the Jafar thing in fucking Aladdin where he's like, all right, I'm going to turn into a snake now.
Sure. I mean, people are intimidated by snakes. It is a pretty creepy looking makeup that they have on her.
It looks amazing.
If you're going biblical, like the serpent is like commonly associated with being a visage of the devil, so.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Connor with the fucking slam dunk, bringing it all back around.
Yep. Bam.
But the way they kill her basically is some fire lights up the room from her, and there's these windows that are boarded up, and Johnny, he's got to, use that kick move he's used about 10 times in the film already.
Dude, well, his name is Johnny, and he did his fucking shadow kick into that window, dude. That's what I'm saying.
He totally did.
Yeah.
There's several origin stories in this movie.
Man, and then he went to the Mortal Kombat tournament. Goddamn.
He got his shades that day.
And then he got his head snapped by Shao Kahn immediately after. But yeah, he kicks the fucking wood off, and then it's like exactly like a cross, just like in Fright Night, except not done as well.
Yeah.
And it fucking just like burns a cross into her chest, and she really awesome effect, I gotta say. Her whole body explodes.
Yeah, it's the sunlight coming through the window in the shape of a cross, like in this hole.
Right.
And again, like, it's very, like, vampire, like, in a vampire style. Because, like, in the first movie, when the sun comes up, the demon's just like, oh, fuck, I can't invade anybody anymore because Halloween's over. But this one's like, oh, it destroys demons if it hits them.
And the house even disappears in the first one at the end.
The house?
Oh, yeah.
But the demon's face shows up and disappears, and it gets all pissed off because it's like, ah, shit.
Yes.
You made it. You made it to daylight.
Foiled again.
Yeah. I gotta wait till next Halloween when some other idiots will come here. But, yeah, Angela fucking gets hit by this holy fucking sunlight and explodes into, again, another, like, fantastic effect of it just rains gore all over the place.
I was having flashbacks to fucking Mondo Burger going down, all those fucking beef patties exploding at the end of Good Burger.
Oh, yeah. We should do, like, a montage of exploding creatures in all the films that we've done. Like, we got Lubden in there. We got Angela.
So many slow-mo heads spinning in the air.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
And then they pretty much call it a night.
Oh, yeah, they're just like, we did it. Bye. And then they, like, roll up in the fucking van, and everybody's like, are you okay? And they're like, we did it. We killed the demons. And then somehow, some way, that lipstick got out, that little rascal, somewhere, and it was on the ground, and somebody picks it up, and this awful fucking CGI snake head comes out of this lipstick container, and then we cut right to credits.
Fucking cartoon of an effect. It looks like something you'd slap on a hot sauce bottle, okay? It is like... It is cartoony and dumb looking and just really poor.
Snakebite juice.
Yeah, snakebite juice.
Again, like, it's not a big deal to me, but I just wish they, like, really sent that snake shit home a little better, because it's not a bad idea, and like Connor said, if they're trying to play up that
sure
Bible stuff with, the devil always being associated with that would have been kind of cool, but it just kind of feels like, hey, we need something here. Here, snake? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right, serpent.
Also, I like how there's this demonologist at this fucking church, and if we're going to go with the idea that they're just, like, dumping a bunch of resources into prepping him for later life, he just gets killed in, like, his first adventure.
Oh, he gets spiked bat to the fucking head.
Good job, guys.
Well,
so where's Perry and Father Bob? Where did you bring them back with you?
They're fucking grease spots in the Hull House mansion.
Yeah. We'll let the sheriff figure it out.
Yeah, we kind of got your prodigal son killed. We're sorry.
Why doesn't somebody burn down that fucking house?
Hey, you know what's the good thing at the end of the day, though? Now Johnny, he doesn't have to share those binoculars with Kurt anymore. He can just all use them himself.
That's true. Yeah, he could just look at Bibi anytime he wants now. Little perv.
Fucking A.
So, where is this in our treat bags, guys? Or what is this in our treat bags, rather?
This is like a bland popcorn ball. Like,
okay.
Which is like just super dry, and I've never found them to be very appealing because it's just like biting into a tumbleweed or something like that. This movie is, I don't think it's very good. The special effects are awesome. We already established that, but it's really boring. It takes its sweet ass time to start really like kind of like ramping up the temperature in the room. It's got no personality. It's got nothing about it that has any kind of like, attitude or flair or sense of cool. It just kind of exists, and I think that's one of the worst ways to go about a sequel. It's just like, hey, here's more of it. Thanks. I didn't need this though.
Especially at the time too, because I don't know if Night of the Demons became like a cult classic yet. It must have been mildly successful to warrant 2 more fucking sequels, though, right?
Yeah. And a remake.
Well, yeah, but that was years later.
Somebody cares about this series somewhere.
This is like, you guys remember Spider Bites candy?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, you used to get the little plastic spider, and then you'd open its little butt, and it would have like all little bite-sized candies inside.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Never heard of this.
Oh, man, I used to get it from the video store all the time. But, yeah, it's Spider Bites candy for me, because it's more of the novelty for me of having that spider container with kind of chalky candy inside doesn't taste all that great, but it's still fun to have.
I like that.
Yeah, so like, I mean, again, the original Night of the Demons is such a classic horror movie and a staple of Halloween and my favorite Halloween movie like of all time. I don't think it's really been done justice since the first movie. There's a lot of fun stuff in this movie, but it just takes too fucking long to get to, and there's just so much shit that I just don't care about. Like, you could have trimmed about if you trim like 2 plot points out of this, I think it would have been better. I would have excised Mouse and Melissa, like the whole blood lineage bullshit. I would have took that completely out and just had it like, oh, we got to go to Hull House and stop the demon, and the nun just takes the initiative to do that via Perry. You know what I mean? Also, I think that like it should take place. The majority should have took place in Hull House. Like, going back and forth seems kind of wonky and kind of... They only do it to get Mouse to come back to the house, even though Mouse was already there. So I don't really know what the point of the lipstick thing and then, like, possessing them and then coming back, what the point of that was. And you could have made it a creepier haunted house movie again, like the first one, but, like, on steroids, and you just didn't do that here. But I guess they wanted to do something different. But yeah, some of the lighting's really good in this, and again, like, some of the scenes are fucking awesome, and the effects are top fucking notch. Like, if there's a reason to watch this is definitely like a Halloween party movie. Like, if you have a bunch of people over, you fucking crank up Night of the Demons too, because like it fucking lays that cheese on thick, and it's campy, and it's just overall goofy with some really great scenes that, like, you can totally be talking over this film and be like, oh, look, here comes the part, you know?
Oh, without a doubt.
I like it. It's fine. It's inoffensive. It's just not as good as the original, and I would fire up the original any day of the week over this one.
I agree. I don't know if that was kind of obvious by now.
Yeah, sure.
Totally shocked by this revelation.
Whoa!
I know, yeah. I don't know where that came from.
The serpent.
It popped out of my damn mouth and fucking just took over for a second.
Oh, you're like the crone, dude, in Sleepy Hollow. Comes out of your eyes and shit, in your mouth.
Yeah, out of my asshole.
You're fucking King Snake, dude.
Out of the wrong end. So... If I called Night of the Demons, if I recall, was a Reese's Pumpkin, because it was like, you know, it was that good. It was like one of my favorite things.
Ooh, yeah.
This is like a Reese's Pumpkin that someone like left in their car since Movie Dumpster Season 1, Episode 31, and now they like finally took it out of their glove box and were like, holy shit, what the hell happened in here?
Melted like 5 times.
Yeah.
And still ate it, right? Took a bite out of it. There's a little green shit on the outside.
Right, because you had to know. You're like, well, it is a Reese's Pumpkin, fuck it. And you bite in it, and then you're in a coma for fucking like 3 months.
You get E. coli.
Again, I said this earlier, this is no haunted ween. Like, that movie like broke me. This movie was just like, I was annoyed I had to watch it twice. But yeah. Definitely watch it. I like what Joe was saying about putting it on during a Halloween party. That's actually not a bad idea, because there are sections, like, once you get past, like, the hour mark, unless you're just there for the tits and the boobs, I don't even know what I'm talking.
The yabos, man. Those fucking yabos.
If you're there for that, then I guess watch the first hour, but you could kind of skip that otherwise and just see, like, the last 40 minutes.
Again, mid-conversation, you just glance over that TV, and those boobies are swinging. Yep. And then they grab some dude and shake hands with him.
You turn to your house guest and you say, yeah, by the way, that girl's only 16. Make it really uncomfortable for your friends. But, I don't...
Everyone just leaves.
Well, see ya.
I'm not recommending doing that, but hey, why not? You know, see how you get a camera set up, see how your friends react, you know, post it on your TikTok, I don't know.
Hidden cameras, 16-year-old boobs, this is not a good conversation.
No, we're gonna get a knock on the fucking movie dumpster door, the imaginary door.
On the lid.
Hi, I'm Chris Hansen.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what else I can really add. Again, the effects are really good in this movie, no doubt about it. Like, that is the reason to watch this film. And, you know, if you are a fan of the first one, you know, watch it for yourself, see what you think. You might come out of it like Joe, you might come out of it like me and Connor, like, or maybe somewhere in the middle. Like, I'm kind of curious to see what that third one is, but since Joe seems like he wants to maybe stick that back in the treat bag, maybe next year, the year after, maybe I'll hold off on that. But
I think we owe it to ourselves and the Dumpster Dwellers to complete the Holy Trinity trilogy of Night of the Demons.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, Joe, you talk about the camp, and it just doesn't work for me. Like, I like camp to a point, but this is just, like, way too over the top. Like, even the stuff with the father sometimes is a little, like, really? Like, what is this guy talking about? But the nun is just like, holy shit, this is, like, not the movie I thought I signed up for.
You mentioned that, and that's all right that it's in a movie in 1994 because it's how many years removed. But, like, if you're still making shit like this now, I don't know. I'm just not into it. Like, new movies that do this kind of shit. Anyway.
Agreed. And, so, it's obviously in the dumpster, Once you finally take a bite out of that fucking thing, you spit it out and you just drive your car to the closest one you can find. And not only are you throwing it out, but I hate to always go there, but you're probably having a massive diarrhea attack in the dumpster with this. So when you look back in there to check your handiwork, you're not really sure what part's the shit and what part's the pumpkin, the Reese's pumpkin, but they're both in there. So mission accomplished. And that's really the best I could say about this film.
I wanted to say one more thing that I forgot to bring up at the beginning. I love the cover art for this movie. I love all of the Night of the Demons cover, like VHS covers. Like the first one has Angela with the fucking invitation, which is really scary. It grabs your attention, right?
Oh yeah,
they're all kind of like like a spin on the same idea, where it's like Angela's like presenting something or an invitation, or she's like just she's plastered in the front, and there's like there's some kind of decoration behind her or something.
Yeah, well, on Night of the Demons 2, she has like a skull lollipop that she's like licking, and then on the third one, she's drinking a fucking martini with an eyeball in it in the glass. Like, I'm into that shit.
She's an iconic character. Like, there's no bones about that.
Oh yeah. And they're all Amelia Kinkade. I'm almost positive she's in all three of these.
One other thing, just before we wrap this up, that I did mean to mention earlier is the intro to this movie. You come off of this like unbelievably artistic intro from the first one, and I'm not expecting a copycat here at all, but it's just like the most basic horror movie intro ever. It's just shots of the neighborhood with names scrolled across. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna reuse footage from like the actual first movie, just pop that fucking new intro in with a 2 on the side, right? Because that fucking that Tenny's, well, not Kevin, his brother did the score. I forget his name, but he's also his Tenny, but he did the score. And man, yeah, you're right, Sean. Like that intro for the first film just sets the tone so fucking nicely, and it's just so spooky and creepy and awesome with the music and the visuals, which is something that's sorely missed here. The score sucks in this one too, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's generic as shit.
Oh yeah, you just fucking nailed it, Connor.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm missing in this movie, but it's not really a requirement. This is just me just thinking of other things I would have liked to see, is another like wraparound element to this, because I really enjoy that in the first one with the old man and the candy apples with the blades in, and like something like that.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to come up with ideas for a movie that came out fucking almost 20 years ago. It is what it is now. I'm just like little things here and there. I'm like, damn, like the first one just did that so well. It's like I'm missing it when it's not there.
Yeah, I know. Dennis Tenney, by the way, is his name.
Oh, okay.
You also have like an iconic cast in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got Linnea in there.
Hal Havens.
And Hal Havens is in there, This one, you got Marcia Brady and the kid from the Applegates, right? And it's like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, no, sure. And Private Mooch.
And Mooch, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, but like you have B-movie royalty in the first film. And don't forget, I know y'all heard that code before. That's our third code for Trick or Trash for that big, giant, wonderful prize pack giveaway. We got some good stuff in there. And by now, you've seen all of the great stuff that's in that prize pack. Now, here's the deal. You get all of those codes in, and that maximizes your entries, right? So we're only pulling one name one time. So if you go back, you got a little bit of time. If you go back and listen to those first 2 episodes of Trick or Trash this year that you haven't heard yet, you get all 3 of those codes, submit them to us on your favorite social media app, and each of those counts as one entry for you. So your name will go into the bucket 3 times, up to 3 times, if you submit all those codes. Also, I was going to leave this as a surprise, but if you send in all 3 codes, there's a special mini giveaway to anybody who submits all 3 of those codes. So if you don't win the grand prize, you could still win something if you submit all 3 of the secret codes from each of these episodes. So chew on that. That's a nice little Charleston chew for you there.
A little dumpsterlicious action, I would say.
Ooh yeah, nice little Halloween extra treat for you.
And we've been getting entries like when Joe says your favorite, social media platform, like anything, honestly. Like we've gotten submissions on Reddit, we've gotten submissions on Patreon, Facebook,
Twitter,
Instagram, Twitter, pretty much anywhere that we exist. If you want to message us, we'll add your name to the fucking cauldron like Dumbledore.
We'll add it to the dumpster of fire, yeah.
And we also have those 2 minisodes up. We had the the Family Matters Stevel and Stevel 2 mini that we did over on Patreon for any tier, 2, 5, or 10. Sign up. Those are up there, along with the one from last year that we always like to bring up because it's going to be relevant soon. Wink, wink, nod, nod. The Bone Chillers Franken Turkey episode. And we also have fucking the Alf Halloween special.
Yes, Some Enchanted Evening. I think the first and only Alf Halloween special. And shame on me if that's not true.
I mean, I know for a fact we got a few more Family Matters ones because we were looking at it after the fact, Joe, where it's like, all right, we know there's the Tina Turner one we talked about on that episode. There's one where Urkel's like Dracula or some shit, so that may come back next year in some capacity.
Yeah, Alf never grew to that point, right, where it was like, all right, let's bring in weirdo shit.
Yeah. Also, like, how many times can you have Alf walk around with the zipper on his chest before it's like, all right, we get it, Alf. You're
This is also true, but they did it really well, I think, in that Halloween episode. Definitely go check them out. So it's our TG
DIF.
Yeah, TGDIF, baby. So there you go. Celebrate those TGIFs of yore.
We also have that very special Halloween watch along special on Patreon.
It's this weekend, baby. Halloween night, the 31st.
Yes. Head over to Patreon, $5 and $10 tiers to join in with that. We watch a movie that I think when you sit down to watch it with, the previous versions of ourselves, because it is going to be a pre-recorded one due to just Joe's getting married. As of the release of this, Joe is on his damn honeymoon. Just FYI.
This is true.
Yeah, he's been married.
Yeah, I've been married. I'm on my honeymoon now.
But we pre-recorded due to that. But it's a fucking banger. It's a movie I think you all will really enjoy, and
it's very near and dear to us.
Yes, but that's this Sunday. And if you're listening to this after the fact, just like all those minisodes, commentary tracks, and anything else that's on Patreon, it's never going away. So it's right up there if you still want to check that out.
Totally. And I just want to note too, like it's a pre-recorded watch along, but the chat will still be bumping.
Yes.
On Twitch. So all you patrons come hang out and we'll be there. If not for the whole thing, we'll be there for a little bit. So definitely come hang out.
And I guess the last thing, if you missed it, last week as of this release, Joe and myself were on 2 episodes of our good friend Tony from Hack the Movies show talking about tapes.
Oh yeah, we talked about Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula and Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah, Joe took the fucking lead on that Bram Stoker's, but the Mary Shelleys were both on there. And if you haven't seen them yet, head over to Hack the Movies. We promoted it on Instagram and everything else, so if you somehow missed that, go check that out because it was a fucking hoot.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so like we said, we'll see you on Halloween, and we hope you enjoyed this Trick or Trash this year, and we will catch you in November with a very, very special event month that we cannot wait to share with you guys and gals and everything in between. And
3 event months in the row, guys. We're really bringing it to you this year.
Yeah, really kicking it up. So stay tuned. So that's it. That's Night of the Demons 2 from 1994, directed by Brian Trenchard Smith.
If you want some more good, bad, and god-awful movie goodness, head over to MovieDumpsterPodcast.com and follow us on all of your favorite social media and streaming platforms.
You can also head on over to our Patreon page and sign up for the $2, $5, or $10 tiers for monthly exclusive content, or drop by our merch store and grab yourself some non-committal swag.
Yeah, and for no money at all, you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts to support your favorite show. I'm Joel Escola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm Connor McGraw.
Thanks for visiting the dumpster.
Dayon, isn't that a little chancy? I mean, this is Halloween, the night when all the creepy things are supposed to stalk the earth.
It deals with demons, demon resurrection, and those forces which roam the forest and dark bowers of man's domain. The first few pages warn that these enduring creatures may lie dormant, but are never truly dead.
It's Halloween, gentlemen. Halloween! Have you forgotten?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Trick or treat.